What's up, buddy?
Hey man, happy New Year.
Happy New Year. First show of 2025. Let's do this right now. I like it, man.
That's right, man. So, Marcus, got a question for you.
Hit me.
I know this is your 40th year, your fourth decade coming up. You're going to hit that mark this year. What does a
Please say.
successful family man, beefcake guy, how does
Hmm.
that guy celebrate New Year's Eve? How did you do that, buddy?
Yeah, man, it was crazy, crazy. I think we had dinner around 7:30, bath time around 7:45, something like that. Baby girl went down pretty easy. She did give us a wonderful night's rest, and I think we're on Eastern time and still adapting. I think I saw 11 o'clock. Maybe.
Proud of you.
Thank you, man. So, responsible night's sleep is how we brought in the new year. I
I
got
like
to
that.
watch the videos the next morning on the ball drop. How about yourself, sir?
Oh man, we built a balloon drop in the house.
Love it.
My wife's idea, and obviously I support her last minute shenanigans. That was super fun to figure out how to do. And then we did a bluey balloon drop at 8 p.m. And buddy, I was staring at the back of my eyelids roughly 9:30, 9:45 Central Time.
Well done, sir. Welcome to the new year. I like it, man. I like it. Well, hey, there's another thing that a lot of people do to bring in the new year, and they call them New Year's resolutions, my friend. Do you
Mhm.
have New Year's resolutions on your radar, or is it goals, or what do you do?
Man, I think I'm a little different than most people. I used to be a big resolutions guy and would make them. And let me tell you something, Marcus, I hit like none of them ever.
Mm.
So,
Mhm.
over the years, I've kind of gotten away from that. And probably the past few years, as I've really stepped into kind of this person that I am today, I really just focus on intentional living. Right. People choose a word sometimes for the year to kind of like define their year. And I chose the same word I chose last year: consistency.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's my juice. That's my goal. That's kind of my resolution is how can I live consistently um, in alignment with who I choose to be.
I love that, man. There was an agent on our team who dropped a little bombshell in our group chat, our team group chat, and he said consistency over intensity, and I loved that because sometimes you feel like even if you're not bringing like all of you, maybe I
Mhm.
shouldn't even show up. And when you think just consistency over that, it's all about showing up. It's all about just being there. And sure, maybe you're not 100%, and yet we rolling. Man, for I'm not a huge New Year's resolutions person either, and yet I do love me a goal or three. So we've got a few of those on the docket for this year in different arenas of business and in life. And yet, man, I'm with you. Looking in the rear view, there's quite a few New Year's resolutions that were missed. So how about we not do that this year?
Quite a few, he says. I think a truckload is probably the better
Yeah.
answer. But sure. Quite a few, just a few.
Is that Amazon pulling up in front of me right now? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No doubt.
Well, hey, what about we break down and help folks who have made a New Year's resolution, a goal, a call to action for the year, a motto, a mantra, whatever it is. Why don't we coach people up on maybe 5 ways to avoid missing that mark, 5 ways to avoid not achieving that New Year's resolution. What do you think?
I love that, man. I think that people learn better from failures, right? And a lot of this stuff, guys, you've heard us say on the show because it's foundational. It really, really is. And just continuation of hearing stuff helps with that consistency. So these 5 ways to avoid breaking resolutions are ways that Marcus and I have failed. Right. We
Oh,
did not implement these. And so
yes.
we failed in the past with them. So we figured that we would bring it here, make it digestible, something for you to take with you as we move forward. Before we do that, I want to give you guys, Marcus, and your brain here, some stats, some statistics. Being the numbers guy that I am,
Let's do this.
let's go with that. I'm claiming it this year. Prevalence of resolutions. All right. This is how many people get their resolutions. approximately 38.5% of the United States adults set New Year's resolutions. So about 40% of America, right? They're like, hey, new year, new me, this is it. Interesting. Well, here's a really important fact, and I love kind of seeing this in my rooms as I kind of talk about it, and I know you talk about it too because you've seen the benefits. 48%, 48%, almost 1 in 2 people choose exercising more as a New Year's resolution. 44% say eating healthier, and 41% say losing weight. So I think we could put that together and just simply say half of America, their New Year's resolution is getting healthier.
Yeah.
Well, here's the interesting thing about that. 23% of people quit their New Year's resolution in the first week. You are losing a quarter of the new year, new me within 7 days, Marcus. 36% make it past the first month. Only a third of people make it past the first 30 days. You're looking at one of those guys right here. That was my life, man. So how does this happen? Well, this is like we said, we're looking to avoid these things. Primary reasons for not achieving resolutions. 35% of people had unrealistic goals.
I can see that.
Yeah, bro. A third were not keeping track. And 23%, get this one, simply forgot.
Oh, really intentional on that one. Love it.
So we know why we fail, right? We know some of the things that lead to failure. We know kind of 1 in 2 people set goals. 1 in 2 people of those setting goals want to be healthier. And, you know, a third of people make it past the 30 days. Let's dive into how we can do that, right? How we can avoid breaking those resolutions. Marcus, number 1, walk us through it, brother.
Well, realistic and specific. I think specific has to be really honed in on right there. I want a new car is not necessarily a New Year's resolution. What kind of car? By when? How does it match up with your financials? Have you mapped that out? Like, what does that look like? I want to lose weight. Cool. How much? What's the reason for wanting to lose weight? What's that tied to? Right? Okay, when you lose weight, what does that give you? Because it's not just the weight loss, it's some kind of different lifestyle or freedom or ability to do something, right? I always love the commercial, Kyle, of it's an older gentleman in his garage and he's got one kettlebell, right? And like all he's doing is this kind of awkward workout to where he bends down and he holds the kettlebell and then he stands up and he pushes the kettlebell out. And that's all he does. And like the first rep, it looks horrendous because he's having trouble doing it without any weight. And then it transitions through a nice little 10-second framework of timeline. And at the end, he's doing a kettlebell a couple times. Well, then he goes to the dang airport and his grandkid runs to him. He grabs his grandkid, picks him up, and holds him out to celebrate. And guys, that is a specific goal that has nothing to do with a kettlebell and everything to do with a kettlebell. And yet it's not, I want to look this way or I want to hit this certain thing on the scale. It's because it's tied to a bigger reason. So realistic and specific goals and bring in the purpose behind them.
I love that, man. Guys, let's get specific. If it's weight loss, how much weight? If it's getting healthier, what is the measurable, right? What we measure moves. What is it going to be? Lowering blood pressure? Is it going to be lowering body fat? Is it going to be eating a certain way? Like, let's get specific. And this is how we hit it, man. I think the realistic point is a good one. This is something I've been coaching to for the past 30 days, big time, right? Because we start talking about goals for next year. And sometimes we set these what if goals, which I am all about. And if we set them realistic, something we can actually achieve in 1 year, it sets us up for that life-changing and completely different story in 5 years.
Could not agree more. The momentum of a 1 year achievement is pretty dramatic. I mean, think about a 1 day achievement or 1 hour achievement, what that can do for you. So a 1 year achievement, whoo, that's a big wave of momentum coming your way. What's number 2, brother?
Break it down into small and manageable steps. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, baby. One bite at a time. If you're looking for a very specific way to do it, there's this book right here called The One Thing. And in it, they talk about goal setting to the now. Jay Papasan, Gary Keller, shout out to you. They make it very simple. You take the annual goal, break it down into a monthly goal, to a weekly goal, to a day goal, to what do I got to do right now? So how can we take the elephant and break it down to a toe?
And I would break that down, find small, achievable, manageable steps, like very, very manageable. And then turn your radar and your viewpoint off of anyone and everyone else that's already doing it or already ahead or anything like that. I think a lot of times people stop their progress because they don't celebrate the small steps because they're looking over, and comparison is the thief of joy. Guys, once you write the plan down, ignore everyone else. Unless they're helping you knock out the next step on that plan, ignore everything because you're going to want to be there faster than you actually get there. And I think that thwarts that progression so much more often than the actual frustration of maybe the work that comes with it. It's like, oh, I'm not there yet because instant gratification is such a thing. That would be my advice with that one.
I think you're so right, dude. And guys, we have to understand appropriate time horizons. Like this is something Marcus and I still struggle with all the time, being high D's and high achievers. Like I want everything and I want it now. And frankly, that's just not how life works, unfortunately.
A little aggression coming out there.
I love it so much.
Well, and you're right, man. We just ventured into the expansion network scene, right? And obviously we want to be in 500 countries and sell a bajillion units, right? And it's just going to take time, but that's also the fascinating part of it. It's getting to know something and getting to learn something and make it our own while creating the foundations that are going to set us up for long term. So fall in love with the journey, and I think that'll help tremendously.
Marcus, number 3, buddy, and this one, it tastes like vinegar in my mouth to talk about it, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Track your progress regularly. There's a reason why some of the most financially well off, financially sound minds have a meeting with their money every week. And a lot of people don't because they don't want to be realistic with it. The more realistic that you get, the more opportunistic you can become because you got to know where you are right now and then how you can use that situation, that funds, that skill set to take a next step. Yeah, you got to take assessment though. How are you doing on your goals? How did you show up last week? That's one thing that's amazing about having a coach and that accountability level. You don't have to necessarily spend $1,000 a month on a coach to record how many calls you made, right? Or how many people you spoke with. Like you can do that yourself, and yet maybe it is time for you to get in that layer of accountability. How are you tracking this? Hey, do you know how to track? And if you don't, that's okay. All you got to do is raise your hand. Hey, who's tracking? Like throw it in this Facebook group, throw it on your social media of any. People will help you because there are those really great minds out there who have developed systems and check-ins and used AI and tech to their advantage. So if you're falling short on how to track, just raise your hand. I promise you it's out there in multiple arenas.
Let me tell you, Marcus, something that I've rediscovered recently on the tracking aspect is not only does it help you stay on track, it also reminds you of how far you've come.
Yeah, I love that.
So like this Christmas, I'm going in like mindset strong, like, bro, you ain't going to touch me, sugars and sweets. Like this body is a temple. And let me tell you, Marcus, the body was nothing like a temple. I ate all the things that I said I wasn't going to do. And it led me to feeling not good, right? Low mental state. Guys, what you eat has a drastic impact on your mood and your mindset. I'm just going to tell you the truth here. But here's the thing. When I was looking to kickstart it, number one, I just ate the frog and started doing it again, right? Jumped back into 75 hard because I know it's a great foundation. And what I did was I went back and I looked at my journey 2 years ago and then last year, and I saw how far that I've come slowly and over time, just looking at the progress reports. And I got pumped up again because sometimes, Marcus, this little thing right here may be all the weight that you lose in one day or 1 week. But if I put 100 of these on the table, it makes an impact. If I put 50 of them on the table, it makes an impact. Guys, think about towards your business or calls. Like one call is not going to change everything, but one call can definitely start pushing you in the right direction, especially if you start compiling 1, 10, 20 every day and you look back over a year's time and you've made 4,000 contacts in a year, buddy, your business looks a lot better.
Love that perspective, man. And I think again that correlates to making sure that once your plan is in place, you're not comparing yourself to anybody. Just focus on yours. Me and my wife went through the 75 hard last year, and I would lose 3 or 4 pounds, and she would only lose one, maybe two, and that would deflate her momentum. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa! You're 100 pounds less than me. I need to be losing, right? Like you're good. Like it just enjoy your wins and your progress. So I love what you said, man. 100%. Even if it's that minute, it's still in the direction of where you intend to be, and that's what you got to stay focused on.
That's right, bro. Look, number 4, guys, as we're talking about tracking our progress, as we're breaking things down, we're making realistic goals, we got to have a support system. No one succeeds alone. You're not going to succeed alone. Get a buddy, get buddies, get a group, get a coach, get a mentor, get a parent, get a spouse, get somebody to be your support system, someone to lift you up when you're not feeling good. Man, there are many times, again, Marcus, people are like, Kyle, you just must have always been in shape. Ha ha ha, patu. No, indeed. And every morning, still to this day, I struggle with getting up. In fact, today I rolled around in bed for like 16 minutes, just procrastination station before I hit the ground running, man. And guys, it doesn't go away. But I tell you what happened. I have an accountability group, and I knew that them dudes were getting after it. And so I better get after it too, because I don't want to be the guy not doing it. And if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have done it, if we're just being honest. So go get you a support system, man. Get you an accountability person, a trainer, a coach, whatever it is for whatever your goal, and hold to it.
Your example is a real life in process example of you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. If you had sent in a text and like, hey, I'm mailing it in today, they would have lit you up, right? They would have remotivated you. They would have reminded you of your realistic and specific goal, the breakdown into a small manageable step that just this morning was, and how you needed to stay on track, right? So it's like right there is the example, guys. Who are you talking to? Who are you listening to? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Make sure it's somebody that is at least pushing you in the direction of where you intend to go, or on the exact same journey.
That's right. That's right. Marcus, take us home, bro. Number 5 on ways to avoid breaking resolutions.
Focus on your progress, not perfection. Hey, yeah, I made a New Year's resolution and January 1, I forgot to do it. Okay, cool. You're not perfect. Neither is anyone else in this world or anyone else that you've ever run into. So focus on your progress. All right. Pick it up today. Get going towards that goal. Track your progress intermittently, because if you track on a weekly basis, it's going to look like small little goals. Just continue to pile those up. Create a visual aid of some kind. I personally love what we do in the bold room with the thermometer. And as it gets more and more deals, like, because one deal may just be one little swipe of a marker, just one little line, and yet it's a line in the right direction. Say you're 150 pounds looking to be 140. Cool. I lost 0.2 pounds. Yeah, you did. You didn't gain 0.2. Let's continue it on, kid. Let's go. It's all about focusing on your progress. Do not judge yourself or your goals or your actions against perfection, because you've never hit it before, and it's not a New Year's resolution. All right. Number 1, realistic and specific goals. Perfection is not realistic. All right. Understand that you're going to have progress, not perfection. And I'll always go back, Kyle, my last one. I always go back to the best investment that you could ever make, in my opinion, is to park some money in the stock market for a 30-year run. All right. That's one of my best. One of my best. And you just park it. And there's going to be days where there's going to be days where it does this. And yet over time, there's this continued 10% earning over time, every single one. So that's what I look at it as goals.
I love that, man. Guys, progress, not perfection. You hear me, some of my foundational principles on coaching and speaking is grit versus grace.
Mm-hmm.
We need both of them, and we need a balance of them, because too much grace, your boy's sitting on the couch. Too much grit, you're going to burn out, right? So finding that middle line, guys, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Marcus is about as close to perfect as you can get, but still not perfect. Focus on your progress. If you have not been doing anything and you want to get healthier this year, cool. Can you walk for 10 minutes?
Yes.
Can you walk for 20? I don't need you to go join a CrossFit gym. And if you want to, great. But I just need you to get started, right? We have a buddy who decided to raise his hand and start getting healthier this year. And his first run was 18 minutes per mile. Now, when you have a group of people who are running 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, you start to go internal on that, right? Like, dang, dude, I'm so far behind. But here's the thing. That's progress, baby. You know what they got from the group? Let's go, dude. Heck yeah. Like, you got to find the cheerleaders and the coaches, because a step in the right direction is still a step in the right direction, no matter how far or how small it is. Focus on the progress, guys. Give yourself some grace, but be a little gritty, because guess what? Success is defined as doing what you don't want to do when you're supposed to do it.
And that is a perfect way to wrap up the show. Well done, Mr. Kyle Evans, and well done, everyone out there watching. We're proud of you. We're excited for the next year. We're excited that you're here to kick off your year. Let's get to work. Let's get gritty on them today. All right. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow morning.